Ladies and gentlemen, fans of the hardwood battleground, gather close and let me tell you the tale of a warrior's journey. We speak today of a sharpshooter from the heartland, a name that echoes in every arena from Indiana to the far reaches of the basketball world, Caitlin Clark. Since the summer sun rose high on July 15, the Fever faithful have waited, and waited, for the return of their star. It was on that day, in a hard-fought victory over the mighty Connecticut Sun, that destiny took a cruel turn. In the closing moments, the floor shook with intensity, but in one movement, the crowd's roar was replaced by collective silence. A groin, already tested earlier this season, felt the sting once more. It was not the first battle wound of the year, no, this was the second time the injury had struck, halting momentum, and testing patience. From that moment, the court was left without its brightest light. And as the Fever marched on through 32 contests, the record books would note that their gunslinger had been in the fight only 13 times. 13 battles where her range, her vision, her fire could be unleashed, the rest, spent in the shadows of recovery. The fans, oh, they kept hope alive, eyes on the horizon, believing in the return of their general. But rehab is a lonely war. Day after day, Caitlin Clark has trained not under the cheers of thousands, but in the quiet repetition of resistance bands and therapy sessions. Each stretch, each drill, each careful step, a brick in the long road back. And yet, this week, a spark flickered. Tuesday night loomed, a clash against the Dallas Wings, beamed into living rooms across the nation. The WNBA website whispered a tantalizing phrase, game time decision. 3 words that made Indiana rise to its feet. 3 words that made opponents double-check their defensive schemes. 3 words that made broadcasters warm up their highlight reels. Could it be? Could the Queen of the Arc be ready to reclaim her throne? Speculation swirled like a storm over Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Fans refreshed their feeds. Analysts debated. But before the hype could turn into certainty, the voice of reason stepped forward. Head coach Stephanie White, battle-tested and steady, faced the press on Monday. And in measured tone, she poured water on the wildfire of rumors. Not so fast, she said. Not in dismissal, but in protection. For this is not just a player, they know she is the foundation, the future, the franchise. And a return too soon. That's a gamble too steep for the stakes at hand. White's words carried the weight of a leader guarding her most valuable asset. Yes, the Fever want wins. Yes, the fans want fireworks. But more than that, they want their star healthy when the games matter most. They want her ready not for one night of glory, but for the wars ahead. Clark's competitive fire may burn to step on that court Tuesday night, but wisdom whispers patience. And so the waiting game continues. Each hour feels like a quarter. Each day, like an overtime period. The story now is not of points scored, but of resilience forged. When she does return, it will not be as a tentative presence, it will be as a force renewed. The jumper will be crisp. The vision, sharper than ever. And the cheers will not just be for buckets made, but for the battle overcome. For now, Indiana stands on the edge of anticipation. The Wings game may see her in warm-ups. It may see her in uniform. It may even see her take that first step back into the fray. Or, it may see her watching, waiting, and plotting the moment she can strike at full strength. Either way, the return is coming. And when it comes, it will not be a whisper. It will be a roar. The kind of roar that shakes an arena. The kind of roar that announces the return of Caitlin Clark.